If you aren't saving your son? Okay, we're back on camera. This is the cop who showed up, and he attempted to tell me that if I do not go into my apartment, that he will arrest me. So I'm going to go into my apartment, but I will continue to tell all of you what is occurring. And you see, he is going to watch until I walk into my apartment, but no one can stop what is occurring on the planet right now. Why are they acting this way? You see, this is the same cop that got sent, Stevenson, Officer Stevenson, same cop that got sent out when these people here were saying harassing things to me. So, I will simply continue with my course. I will call the police again whenever this happens again. You got it? Good! I will protect myself. I will call the police when I am harassed. When children are used as assassins, I will call the police to say you are abusing your child. I will call the police to say that you are being corrupt. I will call the police to say that I am going to remain alive in my apartment, that, oh, am I a danger to other people? Excuse me? You are the ones who are dangerous to other people. I am an innocent citizen, and you are attempting to harass and ultimately exterminate an innocent citizen. You get that straight, Officer Stevenson. You get that straight right now. Actually, I am the one who supersedes you because I have the light love source still within me, and you sold yours out to Satan, and I'm saying this right here on camera to the police, right here, see, City of San Ramon. You all need to know this is real. This is completely real, and a cop, after calling dispatch and saying that my family is trying to assassinate me, they have told me that if they you will regret this. And I hope you got it on camera. Yeah, that's called an indigo for you. Now, here's the thing. Now that the guy is left, we're going to continue walking outside, and we're going to continue documenting everything that happens. Now, I wonder why this guy's leaving. I wonder why that I'm going to actually follow Mr. Cop. Hi, Cop, I'm following you because I know that you have audio all over my house. I know that you have extrasensory capabilities yourself, and I know that you are a lying snake. Because when you start pulling out the big guns like that, you are a lying snake, and I am that of the love light source. Did you hear what that guy said? He said, don't bring Jesus into this. Actually, it might not have gotten on the camera, but he said, don't bring Jesus into this. Excuse me? Oh, okay, you sold yourself out to Satan, and you say, don't bring Jesus into this. Oh, I wonder why, guys. I wonder why we're not going to bring Jesus into this. Okay, now, I'm getting told, Cryon says, okay, for Teal, basically, like, she went through this. He's saying, Krista, she feels bad about the whole trying to, what happened with that? Watching her video, again, the screen suddenly blips because Russian hackers, I'm told they were Russian, were watching and seeing if I would watch her video because they knew I liked watching her. And because they could see me watching, she had created a type of meditation to hopefully cause me to associate happiness and fear together. Because see, if you associate happiness like, oh my God, the Gray just said it wanted to shoot me. If you just laugh your arse off about it, and you don't care, well then that just closes the opening off right there. But if every time you feel happy, you also become afraid, oh no, something bad's going to happen, then that provides the opening for more things to happen. So it's like, did Teal outright try to kill me like Manitya Sudevi? No, she didn't outright try to kill me like that. But she did still do what would be her share of damage, or attempted to. It failed, but what Cryon says is that basically, Krista, she had to go through this
She had to go through this from being a little kid, like that little kid who you guys saw on the other video, where they had told the kid, we want you to walk to and fro, and we want you to poison that girl's drink, and we want you to attempt to break her phone. Now, Cryon actually was helping me in the middle of all that, which I didn't tell the boy exactly, and I'm not going to say the angel's name is Cryon, because that sounds weird, but but he says, hey, Teal, yeah, Teal had to go through all of this just like me, Cryon, the reptilian starseed. That's part of the reason that they are trying to get me over all this. And also, Cryon says, Krista, that guy, that cop, he's scared of you now. He said the way that you were standing there in a gown, wearing makeup, wearing lipstick, wearing your keys, having your phone out saying, I am outright going to protest. I refuse this abuse. I refuse it. And you see, this officer, this officer had pretended to be so nice when he came over before, when I told the other people, go away. But see, now if I attempt to say, hey, come over people, because come over cops, because these people are harassing me somehow, then they will talk bullshit. They will pretend nothing is happening. So Cryon says, Krista, you're not going to stay trapped in your house. You are going to continue to go outside. And if they call the police, they call the police, and they are going to find out what happens, which is called nothing. And it's actually, and he says slower, he says also, make sure the guy who's listening hears this, he says very slowly the police are actually going to become frightened of you, Krista, because they're going to see that your capacity is a lot, that you can do a lot of things that they highly underestimated you for. Now, see, part of the reason they're smiling is because I can see inside of my own system, and they're seeing some things, but Cryon says, Krista, it's just like before. It's just like before. Do not worry at all. Do not worry at all. In fact, walk into the worst area of your apartment complex, which is, again, this is called Bridges. Now, remember, before Current was taken off the air, film the police. Film the police. So, now, even though it would not have been illegal to film that entire conversation with the police officer, I could immediately feel from his aura, uh-oh, this is a reptilian controlling this guy, and he could just pop off. He's scared because you finally took the initiative to say, help me, I'm being assassinated. And they're getting scared because they are realizing that your power grows with every single day. That's why they tried to push you to do things this morning. That's why they tried to poison your stuff today. That's why they're trying to do these things. That's why they tried to break your phone. Now, as we're going to keep on walking, we're going to document more abuse. So, this area of the complex, this is where those Mormons live. Did you pick those Mormons I was talking to? They live on this side of the complex somewhere. But what's so funny is that when I started talking to them, when I first met them, I asked them, oh, where do you live? I live in this same complex. Where do you live? They wouldn't tell me. They wouldn't tell me for some bizarre reason, and I would say, oh, but I want to be friends with you guys. I don't understand. I want to be your friend. Why don't you tell me where you live? And they wouldn't say anything. So, I'm going to hope that we've got a family doing nothing here, but the families are using their children in slavery, and this is the poorer area. So, basically what Bridges, see Bridges here, this is the poorer area, and in the poorer area, it's a lot easier to tempt people into, selling themselves out to Satan. Now, I was completely disabled before all of this. I was telling the people in Concord, at the prison, I was telling them, hey guys, and see now, they're there on purpose, or I would like to believe that they're not, but I'm getting told, Krista, beware the people over there, that they're on purpose. But this is like when I told you go out there like this, like Gus style, without what happens to Gus at the end. The concept is just, you think, oh, like, or Morpheus, well, stop trying to hit me because you can't. And I get told say it like that into the phone because they're watching it right now, into the phone before I've placed it on YouTube, you see. So we're walking past the Bridges complex. Bridges, and I live on the Reflection side. This is technically the same apartment complex, but Bridges means bridging. Watch teal on this, teal. I got this from you. Bridging one dimension to another, and bridging to what? Reflections. Reflections, like mirrors, like reflecting the soul stream upon itself. Remember, picture the soul as a beam of light, and if you take a billion mirrors and trap the light upon itself, the other image I'm given is like I'm being in a fun house, except this ain't a fun house. It's like a hell house. A fun house of mirrors. And all you are seeing is this fun house of mirrors, and you are trapped inside of the fun house of mirrors. And he says that is what is mostly has happened to the people that live here. And also, like, okay, we've also got this car. This car is construction related, if I remember correctly. But we're going to see who it is, because anybody who drives around in a pickup truck, I notice, is always doing something, having something to do with me. Or, see, now, like, they're conveniently parking right there in front of me. I mean, what's up with that? This, even if that's a random guy, it's like, why is this happening right in front of me? Now, if you're teal and you're enslaved, what you could say is that you're attracting it into your reality because of whatever reason. Well, yeah, I'm attracting it into my reality because I stopped World War III. Hello. Are there other reasons? Definitely. I mean, if you live in a place that gets suddenly overrun by reptilians, and then you go out because they want you to be a little dog in your house, and you actually say, no, I'm not a dog, or a dog in my house, for that matter, if you're even going to call me a dog. I am a human being, and I'm a superior human being, if you want to pretend about who's superior, who's more elite. Who's more elite? This one's the one who's more elite because she just hacked your entire reality matrix. You think you hack a computer? You think you hack a machine? Well, I hacked the entire reality system. I hacked the entire thing. So who's more elite there? And that is to all of the hackers, not regular people watching this or starseeds watching this. That is to all of the hackers and the starseeds who went dark, because see, some stuff was pulled out on me that was really nasty. And I had not done anything except swing a Generation 4 iPod around to create a worldwide global frequency. Or if you're just a regular person watching this, you're thinking, okay, the government and the cop is acting like that because this girl swung an iPod around? What? Yeah, I'd think the same thing too. Except if I hadn't have been fighting like I am, or changing the reality like I am, if I hadn't have been saying, no, I'm breaking the door down like an indigo, if I hadn't had figured out how the reptilian systems worked while I was imprisoned, then I'd be dead. And none of you would be hearing about how we didn't have World War III because I stopped it. Now, I know that sounds kind of arrogant when I say it that way, but there's a reason that I'm acting arrogant about that, because my whole life, okay, I did not know I was born into satanic programming, and that I was watched as soon as they saw me from birth, that they saw I was an indigo Arcturian, and that they realized, oh my god, it's not even just soul stream Arcturian, it has Arcturian DNA, oh my god. They realized, okay, we need to attempt to fool this thing as much as we can. We have to attempt to cripple it, stop it, or, geez, look at how smart it is. We could attempt to get it on our side. And it's bred for that. It's Rh negative. It has all the Nazi genetics in it. It has all the German memory. It will be able to sense that Nazi memory once it activates, if we activate it, or if it starts activating by itself. Holy Christ. Again, now you see, the cars will drive very slowly, or the people also will walk very slowly until I actually notice them there, and then they will either stop and appear to do nothing, like that one there, or they will kind of quickly walk by and put their head down. Or some of them that are starting to get a little bit smarter will say, you need help, lady. But See, reptilians have very little patience, and this is where Cryon says outlast them. If you walk around every single day and do this and talk about whatever topic, you will suddenly find yourself being bothered by these folks. And see, they attempt to look you straight in the eyes. Let's follow this one, because see, he's laughing at us here. What are you doing? You were checking your mail, but why are you looking at me and smiling like that? What were you doing?
Nothing.
Why don't you tell the camera about reptilian mind control? Do you identify yourself as a human?
Yes, I do.
Good. Do you understand that our world is becoming enslaved?
No.
Would you prefer to do something other than get shot when you're like, when your use is exhausted?
Not at all.
Well, see, I'm not trying to be like a bitch to this guy, see here. I'm not trying to be like a bitch. I'm just trying to say, is that, like, think about it. Is that what you prefer?
No.
It's like, no, that's not what you prefer.
Have a good day.
So, you have a good day too. But it's, see, seriously, when you can talk to these guys, it's like, do you prefer 1984? The ending of 1984 is getting shot in the back of your head because you've exhausted your usefulness. And so I'm not going to say anything more about that guy. I'm not going to jeopardize you on the camera or anything, sir. So I'm not going to say anything about what I could hear that guy thinking. But the way he said, do you, like when I said, do you prefer, when you've exhausted your usefulness, just getting shot in the head? And he says, no, and it's like, yeah, that's the idea, people, that's the freaking idea. You don't want to get shot in the back of the head, no. So, and this is the same, okay, what's this? This is like the same car, or they will all use these white pickup trucks. Now, white is a kind of special to Satanists because it symbolizes purity, but you see, it's because they do so many evil things that they have to clean constantly, and they have to basically do things to make themselves feel pure, make themselves feel purified, because they're doing things that are horrible. They're murdering people. They're using their own children as slaves. I mean, my God. I mean, can you really imagine this? I know some of you, if you're watching this, have probably seen this. If you just found this on YouTube, or if you've been a target. And again, mystery spot is what it says on there, huh? And now the reason, like, I'm pointing this at every single car, every single person that goes by, is to basically point out, okay, can we identify, is this a normal person just going about their business, or is this someone reptilian? Now, in this town, I can tell you that everybody's gone reptilian or gray on us here. Not gone gray, but what you could say is that they became complicit humans with it, like the guy who was in Concord at the prison at John Muir Medical Center, and he began to tip me off to things so that I could get out, and they switched him out because they could see it overtly that we've got a human that we've enslaved, but with the Greys enslaving him, but he sees how smart this girl is, and he wants to help her break out. So they swapped him out. He would still act like a total a-hole, but they swapped him out. And, what's also so ironic is, okay, these parents, okay, you parents, yeah, you parents, I'm talking to the apartment complex here. You parents, you are going to say to me, do not say the word fuck, and you are going to send your child out to attempt to kill me. Okay, which is more wrong? Okay, we're going to count all of the problems here, all of the charges against you. Using your child as a slave. We're going to see, like I said, we're going to film every single person that goes past me, because we're going to identify, are these people going about their business, or are these people who are being commissioned and paid to watch me, or otherwise feeding off of energy. So, those of you who see the one shout back, you will know for sure. And it doesn't matter that the cop couldn't exactly see it because he was being a reptilian cop, but you will see it. And Cryon says also, don't worry about the hackers, because We're angels. They think that they can hack a computer or stop you or something. We're angels. Hello. Is kind of, he didn't say it like that, but I kind of put it across like that. So, all of you people, this is the richest area of the complex right here, for the most part, the richest area. All of these people who are either, that means enslaved humans, reptilians who are shapeshifted into human bodies, or hybrid Yael, human hybrid Yaels, or humans like me who became enslaved. Now, if they are going to say, oh, you taught, what the police officer was saying was you talked to her child, yeah, you guys saw me on camera, what I was saying to that child. You saw me on camera. You saw me say, okay, well, you know what, you tried to break my phone. But what the angels are saying is that this isn't right. This world wasn't this way. I'm going to actually catalog that and have it ready for if the police come out again, that I can show the police exactly what I said because I recorded it myself. And if these parents are going to say, oh, you talked to my child, I'm going to say, excuse me, you are using your child as a slave. You attempt to tell me that I'm wrong for saying a curse word, and you are using your children as slaves. Here we got somebody else. Now, they will often put their windows down. See, I noticed the cracked window. When they have something open like that, infrastructure that is open, that gives them more ability to harm you. That's why locked and unlocked doors or closed or not closed windows seem to make a difference. But you see, the more you expose yourself to these things, your body literally evolves. If you hold yourself in that light, this is how the Yael people can fix their Yael I'm Darth Vader issue. You hold that light in yourself. And like Breaking Bad. Okay, the Yaels, you guys all like Breaking Bad, I can tell. So, because you all break bad, right? So, out there like, you can't do anything to me, no matter what. But that's a whole other topic with the Yael people. But, okay, parents, parents around here, we're going to attempt to say that I am doing something wrong when I am fighting back, basically. I am cataloging back how you attempt to harm me. And see, now what they're trying to do, I just felt they're trying to scare me away from where I was just sitting, as if I wasn't going to do a video there or something, and the next time that they harass me, and see, also what the cop said is if I get called out here again, and see, I was the one who called the cop. And he said, if I get called out here again, I'm going to arrest you or something. Well, Cryon says, they might get called again, Krista, and you are going to have to be ready. And he said this, this is just like the child, where the child's job was to attempt to get me to drop. When you drop something, also, that gives them an opening to do something to it, the clanking noise. This is linked to noise. Okay, all these people here, we're back where I live, all these people in direct vicinity of me are spies on purpose, pretty much. Or if they actually swapped that guy out, see, the guy underneath where I live, whose name, Warner, whose name is Warner, like Warner Brothers, that guy, the Indian guy, not Indian, but the Filipino guy you saw on the camera, who seems to be in their backyard right now. But, you see, if they are trying to kind of stop me from going out to make a video next to a tree, dug up my tree and threw it away, and somehow think that I can't do anything back. Well, you know what? Okay, if the police are corrupt, if everybody where I live is corrupt, okay, we have to do this Jesus style, but not Jesus style, I know how to fight back, and I already have begun to fight back. And see, part of it is in the real world, part of it is in the astral world. This is, again, our tree, where I was trying to simply stand to talk, And what did the people right there who happen to live right next to this tree, which is the only tree in the vicinity for me to sit next to, I mean, so what am I supposed to do? They're trying to say, oh, you talked to our children, as in you had our children, you saw them, you saw them pointing at me, trying to say things to me. If they do it again, we'll get it on camera over again. And when they least expect it, who knows? When an angel of the Lord might just come down and say, children, you're being freed from your parents. Because I could see in those children's eyes, especially the baby, they had a very young blonde child up in the upper floor there, and that child was so innocent. And you heard what I was saying to the one boy who was simply told, walk back and forth for literally no reason. Walk back and forth for literally no reason. How I said to him, you know, when I was a child, we didn't have to be afraid to say our name. We didn't have all of these planes flying around destroying our planet. We didn't have our parents beating us or hitting us. We didn't have our parents raping us. We didn't have all of these terrible things happening, and the angels know that this is what's going on. The angels are here to try and protect us now, and they're talking to people like me so that I can try to tell other people. And that's why all of these people are trying to see if they can kill me, because when you have a half-human angel type thing, or an earth angel walking around actually trying to affect change, or screaming at the top of its indigo lungs about how dare you, and getting it on my own camera. You know, the police can say, oh, we got it on our camera. So did I, geniuses. Why? Because mens rea, guilty mind. If you don't have a guilty mind because you're not guilty, then you have no reason to not record that. I have no reason whatsoever to not record any of this because I have no guilty mind. I know that what I did was true and right. As in stopping a nuclear war, guys? Yeah. If you somehow think that stopping a nuclear war was a bad thing, I am not sure what planet you are from. Actually, maybe I do know what planet you're from, but if you think that stopping nuclear war was a bad thing, you've really got your wires crossed somewhere, or been programmed to death and you can't even figure out that you got your wires crossed. This happened a little bit to my brother, I can tell you that. My brother will say things, even to this day, he is 25 years old, and he will say, well, Krista, you don't know what people are going to do, so I mean, the government kind of has to watch them. That's the mindset that they wanted us falling into. I almost fell into that mindset. In fact, I did. I thought to myself, oh, well, I'm not doing anything wrong. I mean, so what if the government's recording my stuff? I mean, I'm not doing anything wrong, so they don't have a reason to bother me. I'm disabled and everything. Like, why would they even want to bother a disabled person? It's like a waste of their time. Well, if you suddenly become an avatar, like Scott Adams, a God's debris avatar, and suddenly begin to heal your own body, suddenly begin to deflect whatever weird attacks that are set up against you, even those from the children, and you actually, not only do you stop deflecting the children's attacks, but you can actually go up to the children and talk to them and say, when I grew up, it wasn't this way. We weren't getting raped or beaten or told what to do like little dogs. It wasn't this way, and it doesn't have to be this way. And that is why I'm here. I know you're getting told to do this, and that's okay. I know that you're getting told to do this, but you don't have to be doing this. It's your choice. And what was so strange, you guys might have seen this on the camera, that boy, I said, the last thing, this is what I said to Michael the good reptilian. I said to him, Michael, listen to your heart. And with the reptilians, they try to steal your heart away so that you can't listen to it, so that you're just a mindless zombie. And I could see that this boy was still young enough to have not had it all taken out of him, but old enough to begin to understand things. And the last thing I said to him is, listen to your heart. No matter what is being done to you or told to you, ask for the angels to feel in your heart. Ask for the angels, and they will help you. They will help you. And I could tell that he heard. He heard that message, even though he broke my phone, like practically, or attempted to break my phone. He heard me, and Cryon has said, Krista, this is what you're going to have to do. And the cops know that they are actually going to be powerless against you. Their cars are going to stop working. Their phones are going to stop working. They think they broke your phone. What are you going to say when, they call you up and say, we have reason to believe that you broke our phone, and you say, excuse me, sir, how is that possible? You know that I've been in my house the entire time. What I can tell you is that you know how I said I'm a medium and everything? An angel did tell me that they were going to magnetically ruin everything that you're doing. So it could be that angel. But I don't really know much else about the whole thing. They know, especially when you say the name of the Lord Jesus Christ and you say it like that, and you say it in their face like that. It packs a punch. It really does pack a total punch. And no matter what happens to us, I heard this once on one video. They can do things to our bodies. They can attempt to do something to your hardware, but they cannot touch your soul. They cannot touch your soul. They cannot touch your soul. And so what I will say, that I will phrase that for programmed people. Your soul is invincible. Your soul is invincible. Your soul is invincible. It is eternal. It is invincible. And the people who don't believe it, well, what's going to happen is that, those of us who end up in a fight like this, and unlike me, may die, because I've been told, Krista, no matter what it looks like, no matter what happens, day to day, whatever, you're going to live through it, and it's going to lessen. Because slowly but surely, it's going to be those kids. Just like that first kid you talked to, those kids are going to know, he says they're so telepathic now, that they're going to know that somebody's fighting, and that people are going to figure it out. See, we saw the person in the background there. The children are going to know, just like how I knew. I was one of the children of what would have been this New World Order crap, and I knew something was just wrong. Something was wrong. And I didn't know, just like John Lennon, for a long time, that my mother was not really my mother. Now, what exactly happened with my mother, I'm not exactly sure. But you see, if you're going through this, and you have people, you have the police, you'll notice them, if you've called the police or gotten the police involved, or said yeah to other people, if you're an indigo and you say, yeah, call the police, you'll notice that they will recite a very common script, and that they will actually say it into their microphones like this to make sure the microphone catches it. They will say, this one's off a rocker, you've got a screw loose. They'll make derogatory comments, and we have some people there. Yeah, I mean, if I am going to be watched inside of my own house, then that means that I am going to outright document everybody who tries to watch me while I'm outside until they stop doing it. Until it's point blank obvious that people are going about their business and I'm going about mine, then I'm going to film them and film the police. Film the police and stop it. And I yelled this. You guys have heard me yell this. If you raise your children in the darkness, and if you try to send them after me to assassinate me, that means that I have to protect myself. Now, that doesn't mean killing your kid, because I think that that's evil. But what that means is stopping your child in its tracks and saying, no, 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 this is not what we do. And that involves talking to said child, whatever gets sent out to attempt to lure me. Now, also, what you guys need to understand is that reptilian children mature faster, apparently, than human children. All the children born in the new energy will mature faster. So you could be talking to a 5-year-old that's trying to act like a decoy and being ordered by their parents or their handler to kill you. But while that child may seem like, oh, I'm just a little innocent child, they still understand what they're doing. They know that they're trying to kill you. They know that they're trying to harm you. And you have to talk back to them like an adult. And you have to talk back to them in a way that is partially like a child and partially like an adult. And they do understand. That's one thing that the children, Cryon says, that child noticed that you were talking to it like an adult. You were talking to him, not it. He just said they'll call it, but that you said him. You say him as in a boy, a real child, not a dog. And that child understood what you were saying. A child could feel what you were saying, and that you were telling the truth, and that you were trying to protect yourself. And also what I said to that child, there's a purpose for you. There's a purpose for all of us, but what's interesting is that Cryon will point out specific people to me and say, tell them this, tell them that, tell them to listen to their heart, tell them that their heart's not gone, tell them that there is hope, tell them that it doesn't have to be this way, tell them that like how I was telling the boy, I was born into this, or how I'm going to tell everybody, I was born into this stuff with my parents raping me. I was born into this satanic programming, and look at what I'm doing now. Well, someone who was never taught really how to cook or clean or do any of this stuff, well, she's taking out the trash, which no, I didn't know how to clean, so we're going to do it the dump in the dumpster way. Oh, and also, now I said this already, but the people over there, see, they're talking as if I'm not going to survive the night. But Cryon says, Krista, nope. Just keep your, and he says also, do not have the flippant attitude they do. He says, don't say nope, like it's a flippant attitude. Say no, because I know that I am protected. Who is this? Okay. We're just going to walk. And see, they will they will do that behind you. Let's see if none of their doors open or windows open. Nope, no windows open. Okay, I think they're going to start to get the picture. Oh shit, Krista makes her videos outside now. She's actually going all out on us to document us doing this to her. Uh-oh. And, yeah, we're going to do this wherever I go, guys. Literally, we're going to do this wherever I go. And we're going to, and Cryon says, yeah, and I'm going to protect your phone the entire time, just like I protected your iPod. So, because I needed the iPod to stop the war, is the idea. And that thing would disappear at random before it happened. It would just disappear, and I would think I lost it. But Cryon ended up telling me, no, Krista, where you would just find your iPod over again in a random place where you knew it wasn't there. That was me. He would actually say, that was me throwing it back at you along the magnetic grid lines. That was how he phrased it. Along the magnetic grid lines, that was me doing that. So, I'm going to get back inside of the house because, see, I can feel them being a little bit intense out there. But he says, Krista, you're going to do this every day, and you're going to, he says you're going to shock the hell out of them. He doesn't say hell, but he says you will shock them exponentially when you wake up tomorrow, because, oh, believe me, you will wake up. And he says you will wake up in the capacity of a very competent person who's got their head screwed on straight. You will wake up. And he says, okay, remember the nature of the attack before? You guys are getting to watch me fend off attack. So, the nature of the attack before was magnetic in nature to stop the heart. He says this is the same thing that's happening, but it won't work. And I'm going to teach you how. But he says you've got to get off the phone in order for me to teach you how to do this. So, guys, we're going to conclude these episodes of Arcturian philosophy, and I know these are going to get viewed a lot, where I am documenting being harassed. And we've even got the police on the camera, too. And I think I might just go by the police station and say hello to them and say, "Excuse me, will you tell me about how you are actively allowing citizens to be harassed? Excuse me, will you provide an explanation as to just how someone else's testimony is considered more valid than my own? See, none of them have any kind of video that they're showing you, yet I have an entire hour of walking around. And you're saying, oh, you have 3 minutes of my time? Excuse me? Excuse me. No. 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 And, okay, I won't say this, but Cryon says that particular officer is going to have something happen in his life that, okay, and see, I'm holding the cross. The way he said, don't bring Jesus into this. Cryon is saying this officer is going to have something happen in his life that's going to be like a Saul moment. And that something will happen, and that he's going to have to decide to take it or leave it. So, okay, good luck to you, Officer Stevenson. Don't bring Jesus into it. Well, Jesus is getting himself involved, apparently. And he's saying something's going to happen, and that you will have to take it or leave it, and this will be a crossroads in your life. So, with that, I will conclude this episode of Arcturian Philosophy. We've been watching me getting harassed. And it's because we're proving it. And, yeah, we have to see proof in the environment for it to we have to think of something to see proof in the environment. But if I am just sitting there thinking of nothing in particular and being targeted by HARP, okay, I have to go back and I have to think of how am I being targeted, what's been done. But it's simple what I did. What I did was get born as an Arcturian, as an Indigo, and stop nuclear war. That's what I did to attract this to myself. But what I would say as Ashtar Command is I'd do it over again. Because to see this planet explode, even if you're not on the planet and you're just up in space, the way an Arcturian thinks is, oh my god, all that valuable life, and it's just exploding and dying, and all of the humans are crying for our help, and we're just letting them explode. We can't do that. So, with that, I will end this episode of Arcturian Philosophy, and I will see you all in the morning, even though those people think that they got me cornered again. It's not going to work. Blessings.